will. They will test you to see if you're a snake in the grass or if you back them up and actually is a friend. And they will throw things out there that is not true. Could be true, could not be true. But they throw things at different people to see which thing gets out. And that thing is how they pinpoint who the snake is. And you should do that with other people too in your life, not just people online. Because usually your friends and family are the ones closest to you that are the snake. So, throw some little tests out there and see how they handle it. And you'll know pretty soon who's saying what, because it all comes back on what you said to them personally, whether testing or not testing. But I'm just going to say, I've been throwing some tests out there lately. Whether they're true or not. So, I wasn't even nowhere near that person. At all. And I didn't say nothing about seeing him. At all. So, now, it makes me want to print out all the shit you sent trying to get me back. And we'll see each other in the future. You know what I said. I got it all. You think that I deleted those messages that you sent me just because I said I wasn't going to court? You were wrong. And you can keep showing your true colors because in court, I'm going to make sure I show those true colors. You could have just said out of sight, out of mind, not talked about me, not said anything about me, not anything. Not texted me, nothing to begin with. Months ago. This has been months that he's texted, okay? Who said it was a lie? Who said that I lied? I said whether true or not. Meaning, they don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. That was the point of that. So, correct. Like, I literally was on live yesterday. Y'all knew where I was at. You didn't know where I was at, but you knew where I was at. Like, I was in Walmart. It wasn't hard to tell. You didn't know which Walmart I was at. Because, heck, 2-hour drive for me is Memphis, past Huntsville, Nashville. I don't know, further down. I've never been further down. I don't know what 2 hours down is or 2 hours down in Alabama is either. So there's a broad spectrum for an hour to 2 hour drive that I could be in. Doesn't mean I'm in that area at all. So, and that's just crazy to me to think that 2 hours away is literally that far in either direction. I wonder how far it is down in Mississippi though. Well, I drove an hour and a half down to Mississippi, and that was not Blue Mountain. Round Blue Mountain, not Blue Mountain. What was that place called? It's a bigger, like a little bigger city. It's where I did the hoarder house at. Shit. Down there, that was an hour and a half, so 30 minutes probably would have been a little bit further. And I don't know how far 2 hours, let me see. I don't know how I'm forgetting this. It's literally a town. It's like a good town. New Albany was an hour and a half away. So I'm betting Tupelo's about, Tupelo's 2 hours? No, Tupelo's like an hour and a half. I bet it would be probably down about Starkville and Tuscaloosa for that area. So between Tuscaloosa, Dalton, Alabama, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Jackson, Memphis. Yeah, that's my 2 hour radius. And I wasn't even 2 hours from home yesterday. Really? Oh, okay. Everybody tells me Tupelo's better for doctors in general. Don't care if you're having a baby or not. That Tupelo's way better. But it is. Okay. I thought it was a little short, like further than that. But okay. Okay. I ever get Kevin in to get his hernia fixed, that may be where I have to take him. He needs it fixed. Like, horribly. Like, bad. Way bad. But anywho, like, literally, like, what's funny is like, I didn't lie yesterday, but I didn't necessarily directly say anything the truth. I just wanted to see who was saying what out. And that wasn't very hard to figure out who said what out when that's the only thing that I said. And the only thing I said was something similar, but doesn't mean it was true. They are so much better. Kimberly, you're pretty. Can't really see you, but you're pretty. You got some breasts. I wish I could cleavage mine like that, you know. They're great. I'm not going to get into that just because, yeah, all I can see is your smile, your hair, and your cleavage, which is okay. I said I wish I could put mine up like that. Well, thank you. You cried it? What'd you cry about? Oh, cleavage? Yeah. Girl, I just don't, I do not believe in, I mean, they used to be like that. When I met Kevin, they were like this. Like, up at your neck, you know, and like, you lay down, they're like, you know, well, I'm glad that they're not like that anymore, but like, I just don't know, I don't like shopping. Y'all saw that yesterday with clothes. I hate it. So when I watch these videos on TikTok Shop that says, oh, this will make your boobs like, I believe it because they show us. But me buying it to see if it actually works is a different story. So, I just kind of don't. I wish Miss Taylor, where Miss Taylor's at. She's usually always in here. I've been waiting on her to do the goodbye. Let me text her. Let me text her right quick. I'm waiting on some towels for Grandma. I'm hoping the mail lady will bring it by. So I can go to Grandma's and drop the new towels off, get the old towels, and she'll be working on some new towels. And that's what I was going to do. That's why I happened to Grandma's, because I've been waiting on that. Well, yesterday, it's because Grandma didn't feel good, and I got home at, it was like 2:30. It would have been more later than that if I wouldn't have got that ride home. I don't know. I don't do Discord. Listen. Discord is some type of page like Reddit. Reddit's the new topic. Remember topics? Okay? Reddit is the new topics. And it's to hate on people and to out whatever you can out about them. I've never been on Discord. I've never ever seen it. I don't even know what it looks like. I've gotten screenshots. Okay? I've never ever been on Reddit. Well, yeah, yes I have. I lie. 2 times when I was down there, I looked up another Reddit, not my own, but somebody else's Reddit, because mine had been done away with at that point, and they made a new one. I ain't never been on those. People send them to me. Girl, it is, but 50-year-old women on TikTok use it now for soap opera. They think your life is a soap opera because they didn't raise their own children and they're not in happy marriages, so therefore they come to TikTok for clout and attention and to be the bullies, to be the, you know, like I was watching studies last night about ADHD children, and my child is ADHD, one of my children is, and he used to like smirk and laugh when you get onto him or yell at him. Well, doctors were explaining how their brains work. It's like giving them 10 Ritalin when you scream at your ADHD child. Let's go. Fight's on. Let's go. You know? I didn't know that. Like, why are you laughing? This isn't funny. You know? But it doesn't work. Because they like confrontation. They like it. They like the, you know? And I've always had a child. Riley's always been like that. That's one reason him and his dad get into it. Is because that's how he responds. So I've been trying to educate myself a little bit better because they say adults do also. Like one girl said, I hated getting in trouble, but I didn't know how to stay out of trouble because I loved the interaction so much. It enticed me. Well, that makes sense because their brain is constantly, you know, and make sure they're yelling at them. They're like, game's on, let's go, you know. So I do believe a lot of things that I've been seeing about that, because it's hard to deal with children who have ADHD who don't medicate because it makes them feel a certain way. And when he medicated, he was a zombie. So I don't want that for him. I don't wish that for him at all. So I do think that that's true, what I was listening to. Exactly. They're just not happy. They're not happy with their spouses. I would say 90% of the women who get on here and hate on younger people they don't know or barely know, they're not happy in their relationship or with their family that they have. Because their family don't want them around because they're problems. But online, they're Miss Perfect because nobody knows their family and knows their problems because they don't put it out there. Exactly. It does.
How long did it... And both gluten and dairy when they go to your stomach?
Every time my son had dairy, Grandma can witness this. Every time my son had dairy, he had a migraine, even at a young age, like 2. He would wake up throwing up. And it would make him worse. So
when it mixes with stomach acid, it turns into something called gluteomorphins, which work on the heroin centers or the opiate centers of your brain, and it just sort of spaces you out. For milk, it's caseomorphins, and too often, what do we feed kids? Like when I was growing up, it was Frosted Flakes.
He loved cereal.
Tarts or a muffin or donuts. And if you get a sugar burst, well, a half an hour later, your brain is walking in mud, and yet that's what we feed children in the morning. ADD kids who have protein in the morning, their medicine works longer throughout the day. And so your brain is 2% about your body's weight. It uses 20 to 30% of the calories you consume. And so if you have a fast food diet, you're likely to have a fast food mind. And both gluten